Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tekla, and today we'll be learning how to make this double-breasted blazer that is so amazing. I believe you've seen people wearing this a whole lot. So this tutorial is beginner friendly. Don't be scared. So let's get into what we are here for. So I went ahead to draft my basic body measurements. You can see I measured my bust points, my waistline, and my full length. So I've already drafted it out so this video doesn't get to be too long. So at this point I went ahead to mark my neckline, and remember this is the back panel, so I used 3 inches by 1 inch for the neckline. This is the back neckline. Then I came down for the shoulder slope by 1 inch. Then I divided my shoulder to chest line, which was 8 inches, into 2. Then I marked 4 and then did my armhole curve. So practically what I'm doing is I'm just creating a basic bodice. Then my bust divided by 4, my bust is 40, divided by 4 is 10, plus 1 inch sewing allowance, that is 11. So I just went ahead to mark that on my chest line, and my chest line is 2 inches above my bust point, just in case you don't know. So guys, let's get into it. So I went ahead to mark my bust span, which is my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 2, that's 4. So that is exactly what I'm marking at the moment. I've already marked it, so I'm trying to connect it with my ruler. So guys, remember to subscribe and to like this video if you are enjoying this video. So at this I went ahead to mark half inch on both sides of my dart line on the waist, and I connected it to about 1 inch below my bust point, and I also connected it to about 2 inches above my full length measurement. So I came up by 2 inches on my full length and connected the darts. I took half inch on both sides on the waistline. Then I came to the center back and I came in by ½ inch on the waistline. Then I connected it to my bust point to about ½ inch below my bust point, and then I connected it to about 2 inches above my full length, just like you can see what I am doing. So the main reason why we are adding this is that it helps the back to be curved, because it's a feminine blazer, so it kind of gives it that curve at the back, so it's not puffy kind of. So I went ahead to take my waist measurement, which was about 7.5 inches, and then I marked it and added the 1.5 inch dart that we took and 1 inch sewing allowance. Then my bust was 10 inches, so I added extra 1 inch, which is 11. I already marked it on my bust point. Then I marked my hip measurement, which was 43, that's 10.75, and then I added 1 inch allowance to make it 11.75. So guys, you can see that our blazer is already taking shape here. So at this point, I'm about to add the shoulder darts. I divided what I have at the shoulder, and it was 5 inches. So I divided the 5 inches by half, which is 2.5. Then I came up by about ½ an inch on the bust point line, and then I just connected the lines together. You can see what I have. So whatever you have remaining on your shoulder, you just divide it by 2 and you connect it back to your bust point. Then on my full length, I came up by about 1.5 inch, just to have a curve at the side of the blazer. Remember that this is totally optional, you can just leave it like that. So I'll go ahead and cut this out so you see what we have. And do not forget that this is our back panel. This is our back panel, the back of our blazer. So from here we'll go ahead to cut the front. So guys, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead now and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's a very good way to encourage me to keep these videos coming, and I have a whole lot of them. So subscribe to my channel now, and then like and comment. If you're enjoying this video, comment more on the comment section and I'll keep them coming. This will also encourage me to make more tutorials like this. And if you have any questions so far, kindly put your questions down on the comment section and I will answer you. And also, our online classes is ongoing. If you are interested, just comment interested on the comment section and I will send you the link directly to my WhatsApp. So at this point, we are going to cut the front part of this blazer. So for the front part, you are going to come down by about 5 inches from your starting line. You are going to come down by 5 inches, which is what you can see me mark. And then on the center part or the center front, you are also going to come in by 5 inches, which is 5 by 5, or you can do 4 by 4 depending on your choice. For the purpose of this tutorial, I did 5 on the up and 4 by the side. Please guys, this is where the main tutorial is, so please kindly pay attention so you don't miss any point at all. So you can see how I connected my lines. You can see that I have like a new starting line, and then I'll mark my shoulder to nipple, which is just taking my basic bodice measurements, which is about 10 inches. And remember, see where I am marking my shoulder line from. I didn't start from the starting point of this paper. I started from that line that I marked. So please, that is where you are going to start. This is your new starting line. So you are just going to assume that the other lines there are non-existent for now. So you can see me creating my basic bodice. I marked my shoulder to nipple, which was 10, shoulder to waist, which was 17, and shoulder to my full length. I think I'm using about 24 inches for the purpose of this tutorial. So you can see my bust point, my waistline, my full length. To get your shoulder to waist, you already know your shoulders under bust. You just add it about 3 inches or 3.5 or highest 4. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I added 3 inches. So for my chest line, I came up by about 2 inches. I came up by 2 inches. Then I connected it to my shoulder line. My shoulder is 16 divided by 2, which is 8 inches. That is what I marked. Then for my neckline, I used 3 by 3, which is like the standard measurements. So I'm just going to go ahead to connect my neckline curve. You can see what I did. Then I came down for my shoulder slope, which is about 1 inch, and then I did my armhole curve. So for my armhole curve, I'll just divide the shoulder by 2 inches, and then which is 4, and then come in by ½ inch and connect to it. Then I'll take my bust measurements, which is about 10 inches plus 1 inch allowance, which is 11 inches. I'll mark it on my bust point and on my shoulder line. Then I'll connect the curve as you just saw me do. So guys, pay attention. Then at this point, I'm going to take my nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 8 divided by 2, that's 4 inches. So I went ahead to mark my 4 inches. And this is where we are going to contour our blazer or take out our darts. So guys, pay attention. Don't miss any points. Guys, at this point, if you are finding this video valuable, please kindly go ahead to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. I have a whole lot coming. So I went ahead to mark my waist divided by 4. I'm using waist 30 divided by 4, that's 7.5. I added back the 1 inch allowance that I took to make it 8.5. Then I marked my hip measurements, which was about 10.75 plus 1 inch allowance. Then I went ahead to connect all of them together. You can see what I did. You can see that our front pattern is already taking shape. So I'm just going to go ahead and come up by 2 inches and then curve this to the center of the paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my shoulder dart, which is my shoulder divided by 2, the remaining part of my shoulder divided by 2. We already did this at the back panel, so you can see what we have. So guys, at this point, we have almost what we have at the back on the front panel, and then this is where our measurement starts. So for my double-breasted allowance, I'm going to be using about 4 inches, but I'm first going to determine where I want my breaking point to be, which is where I want my lapel to stop. So I want it to stop at my underbust, which is about 14 inches. So I'm going to connect it from the tip of my neckline to the 14 inches on my allowance on my pattern paper. You can see what I did. So I just used the 4 inches that I have as the allowance that I added as the full measurement. Then I'm going to go ahead and measure what I have on the back neckline. What I have is about 3.5 inch. So I'm going to measure that 3.5 inch up to my neckline, and then I'm going to keep my tape slanted, a little bit slanted. I'm not going to keep it straight. Remember guys, if you measure what you have on your back neckline, then you measure it up to the tip of your neckline at the front. Then you also measure that same 3.5 inches upwards. You can see what I did. So I'm just going to use marker to rule this out so you get. If you didn't understand, kindly backwards this video so you understand. So I'm just going to go ahead to come out by half an inch from that place I marked 3.5 inch, so that I can have a very nice straight line down to my bust points. This is okay because it helps your collar to relax more. Then I'm going to determine how wide I want my lapel to be. So I want mine to be 3 inches, which I marked it on my neckline, and then I connected it to my under bust point. Then from that 3 inches, I'm going to slant my tape in an angle 45 degrees, and then you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to connect it back to that place that I marked about 3 inches. You can see how I connected it. You can see what I have. It's also nice to know that at this point you can decide to do any shape that you want on this collar part. You can decide to make your collar to be longer than 3 inches. I used 3 inches for mine. So I'm just going to go ahead to give this a nice curve. From that place I went up by 3.5. Remember that from the tip of the neckline I came up by 3.5. Then I still slanted my tape to go outward by that same 3.5, which is the width of my collar. That is how I want my collar to be. You can do 3 inches from there depending on your choice. It is totally optional. So guys, remember that we measured our back neckline, which is 3.5 inch, and that is how we got what we used to come up by 3.5 on the front part, on the front neckline. And then from that 3.5 we also measured another 3.5 horizontally, and we slanted our tape, and then from there we connected it together. So you can see the way I am cutting this out. Pay attention so you can see exactly the point that I'm cutting out. So guys, at this point, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I really don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead now and hit the subscribe button, and please at this point also like this video so that others can get to see it. Thank you so much guys for watching. Please pay attention to exactly how I am cutting this pattern, so you don't make mistake when you are cutting yours. It's not all the lines that I marked that I'm cutting. So guys, please kindly pay attention. And remember that on this your collar part, which is the part that is curved, you can decide to cut to mark it however you want, like give it the shape that you want. It must not necessarily be exactly the way mine is. So guys, kindly pay attention to see how I'm cutting this video. You can see that our front panel is just excellent, like it's just so perfect. So I'm going to curve this and to fold this so you see exactly what we have. You can see that our blazer is already taking shape. You can go ahead to cut it out like this on your fabric, and then you join it at the neckline. You join it at that place where I have the collar stand. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to cut out my collar. I want it to be separate. You can see that I've already went ahead to cut it because I want mine to be separate. Then this is it, and the back panel. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this tutorial was effective for you. If you have any questions, drop it on the comment section. I will answer you. Bye guys. Please hit the subscribe button. It's a source of encouragement for me. And like this video guys. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my